Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium and the start of almost our bowl week for the 4th annual Bahamas Bowl. This morning, we're going to hear from the athletic administrators and head coaches of our participant teams, the Ohio Bobcats and the UAB Blazers. And we will also hear from some of our friends in the Bahamian government who are here today with us, and we appreciate Minister Pintard's participation. This morning, we'll hear from Richard Giannini, the Executive Director of the Bahamas Bowl, the Honorable Michael Pintard, the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture, from UAB, the Senior Associate Athletic Director and Chief Financial Officer, Brian Carter, UAB's Head Coach, Bill Clark, Ohio Director of Athletics, Jim Schaus, and Ohio Head Coach, Frank Solich. So we welcome UAB and Ohio to the Bahamas, representing Conference USA and the MAC. We are proud to have these teams here. Both teams are 8-4 coming into the game. 16 combined wins, ties for the most in our bowl history. This will be the first meeting between the schools, and we're glad that it happens here at the Bahamas Bowl. These are two teams that score a lot of points and love to run the football, and we think it's going to be an entertaining brand of football on December 22nd. So at this time, I want to introduce the Executive Director of the Bahamas Bowl, Richard Giannini.
Thank you very much, Chris. We're honored to be here again. This is our 4th year, and Lee Miller, who Lee will have a chance to speak later on, started down here in 2013 putting this event together, and we're so excited to go into our 4th season, and we've got a terrific lineup. We're really excited about the matchup between Ohio and UAB, and you've got two outstanding coaches here that are as well respected as any football coach in America, and along with their administrators, and we're really pleased to have you, and we're looking forward to a great game. Before we have Minister Pintard to come up here, I would like to introduce another minister that we have here with us this morning, and that's Minister Ellsworth Johnson, who is the Minister of State for Legal Affairs. And thank you very much for coming and being a part of this.
Colleague Minister Ellsworth Johnson, esteemed members of the press, General Manager of the Sports Authority, Mr. Beckles, other members of the Bahamian government, and of course the visionary founder of the great Bahamas Bowl, Lee Miller, Coach Bill Clark of the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Incidentally, I attended Tuskegee, your neighbor down the road. Coach Frank Solich of the University of Ohio, Bobcats, the Bahamas Bowl Executive Director, Mr. Richard Giannini, Bahamas Bowl Director of Communications, Chris Piker, and of course, the head of all of the local associations that made it out this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'd first like to welcome all of you who are visiting the Bahamas, and for some of you, this has become your second home. For others, it's your first time, and we welcome you. And wish to inform you very quickly that second home ownership is a real option in the Bahamas, so you should give consideration while you're here. We'll make sure we introduce you to a real estate agent. But certainly on behalf of the government of the Bahamas, we welcome all of you, and we are appreciative that you've decided to partner with us and to be here during an exciting time in the Bahamas. Internationally, the week of Christmas is extremely exciting. In the Bahamas, it is at a different level. The energy level is very high. Bahamians participate enthusiastically in a wide range of events, and sports is certainly one of our passions. And so to have you here during this time of the year is special for us, and it is our intention to make it special for you. And so for the millions of football fans across the United States, the thousands in the Bahamas, we are all waiting with great anticipation to see this battle on the 22nd. So 3 weeks from today, at 12:30 on the 22nd, we expect to deliver a powerful exhibition. And Bahamians are noted for a bit of hyperbole, but we don't think that it is when we say it'll be a battle of Goliaths. And so we are looking forward to seeing the competition, experiencing it. The University of Birmingham, of Alabama, UAB, Blazers, of course, representing the Conference of USA, and the University of Ohio Bobcats of the Mid-American Conference. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the two head coaches whose dynamic leadership is responsible for you having a bid in this year's bowl, and in the place Dr. Miles Monroe talked about as he traveled around the world, the place where God lives. So Coach Bill Clark of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, Coach Frank Solich of the University of Ohio Bobcats, we are delighted to have two great coaches here competing and leading these amazing athletes. Like you, the Bahamas shares the view that sports is a developmental tool. It is not merely about providing entertainment on the field, but it's about building powerful men and women who can use the various attributes and characteristics they obtain in athletics and translate it in transforming their communities. And so as we prepare for these games, we celebrate persons like you that guide and groom the lives of our young men and women, and we appreciate your efforts. Now, we are unable, much to the dismay of one or the other of the coaches, we can't predict who will win this game, but we are confident that all of us at the end of the day will be able to boast and say that we're winners. What we can guarantee is Bahamian hospitality, and we can guarantee a long-term relationship that will pay dividends for all of us. We are aware that this game has given birth to a number of dreams being realized. In fact, I've been advised that no less than 13 of the players that have passed this way have gone on to play in the NFL. And so we believe that once you come to the Bahamas, great things tend to follow. And so it's a pleasure to represent my colleague minister, Minister D'Aguilar, who is traveling, as many of you are aware, who is passionate about sports, but also he's passionate about building partnerships that benefit all concerned. And so it's an honor for the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to partner with tourism and, of course, ESPN, Lee Miller, and her entire team in pulling together this event, which will be the precursor for a number of other events. The tickets are affordable, and so I want to say to all the members of the public, the tickets are affordable. We fully expect the stands to be filled, and we ask you to come down, bring friends, family, to join in the festivities. And so I'll see you soon, in 3 weeks' time, for this great battle. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you, Minister Pintard. We do look forward to a great bowl week with our schools. UAB is one of the most inspirational stories of the 2017 college football season. Blazers program returned to the field thanks to an unprecedented fundraising effort by businesses and fans in the Birmingham area. After a 2-year hiatus, UAB returned to the field and won a school FBS record 8 games. Speaking on behalf of the UAB Athletic Department is Associate AD and Chief Financial Officer Brian Carter. Brian.
Good afternoon. It is a tremendous pleasure and honor to be playing in the 4th Bahamas Bowl. UAB has had a tremendous year, has had a great year, but it's also a privilege to be playing such esteemed institution as Ohio, coached by Frank Solich, who in his own right has a tremendous history in his coaching success, and a very reputable and well-coached program in Ohio. This UAB team has endured so much during the year, and we've accomplished so much. But this bowl game, the Bahamas Bowl, has been a reward and also an opportunity that has been presented to a team that is very deserving. We haven't played in 2 years. No one outside of our UAB community thought we would ever be here, but we did it, and we did it the right way. And I'm very proud of this coaching staff and our head coach and Coach Bill Clark and what we've been able to do. We've written history. We had a lot of eyes looking upon us, and I think we answered the call. So we thank you for the opportunity to be here. We're very thankful for the invitation that was presented to us. And Atlantis is a beautiful, spectacular program, or spectacular property, and I can't think of another group that is more deserving than UAB football. And again, we are very honored to be a part of this bowl game and the history thereof. Thank you.
The UAB Blazers come into the Bahamas Bowl with 6 victories in their last 8 games. They finished second in Conference USA's West Division. They won all 6 home games, and the 6 USA victories were also the most in the Blazers' history. They averaged 29.6 points per game, and UAB has scored 30 or more points 6 times in 2017. To tell us about UAB's historic season is head coach Bill Clark, who is in his 2nd season with the Blazers and a 3rd as a college coach. Coach Clark.
Morning, everybody. It's good to be back. So this is my 3rd trip here, and I think we came here 2 years ago. I was representing Conference USA, and wow, just seeing the field and just the improvements that have been made. 3rd trip to the Atlantis. And Lee, what a great job you've done, and Richard, putting on this bowl, and the Bahamian people. And guys, just thank you so much for the invitation to us. And speaking on behalf of UAB and our athletic department, my staff and players, and also Conference USA, just thank you so much for this invitation. Congratulations, Coach Solich in Ohio, and what a great job they've done this year. And we know it's going to be a true battle and a test when we get here on the 22nd to play those guys. So just for a brief moment, just to tell you a little bit about our story. Obviously, we did not play for 2 years, and so when I got to come visit 2 years ago, Conference USA said, do you want to come here and visit the Atlantis and the Bahamas and kind of be a representative for Conference USA? And it probably took about 2 seconds for me to say, yes, I will be here. Yeah, so, and as all this was coming to fruition this year, the question was, is this something that you would think you might like to do? And once again, very quickly, we said, yes, no doubt, we would love to do this. And so taking you back a little bit, and I'm not going to stay up here all day, but taking you back to really 2 years ago and bringing our program really from a total shutdown. The people of Birmingham, our alumni and students. In fact, the students voted to raise their tuition when I was here in the Atlantis to help us bring football back, and I still remember we were in a meeting that night when they made that vote. But that process to raise money for our facilities and to bring our program back, to go out and find players, and really had no idea what this season was going to look like. And, really for our players and coaches and all our fans to really do what they did this year and get us bowl eligible was such a big deal. Just kind of to cap off what was really kind of a storybook ending to this season of coming back and setting some records and getting bowl eligible, and then to get to come to this great venue in the Atlantis and the Bahamas, and to get to kind of give our guys such a reward and play a great opponent in Ohio. We could not be more excited. So just want to say thank you and how excited we are. We look forward to being here, and appreciate you. Go Blazers.
Thank you, Coach. Ohio is one of the most consistent programs in the Mid-American Conference. The Bobcats are bowl eligible for the 9th straight year, and the Bobcats accepted a bowl bid for the 3rd consecutive season. Ohio is the only program to have had the same head coach and offensive and defensive coordinators over the last 12 years. The Bahamas Bowl will mark the Bobcats' 11th bowl appearance overall. Speaking on behalf of the Ohio Athletic Department is Athletic Director Jim Schaus.
Good morning. This is a very, very special day and exciting for us, with our staff that are here. I too would like to thank Richard Giannini and Lee Miller and really the whole team involved with ESPN in putting this event on. Also the individuals here that are from the consulate and from the Bahamas to really work with the bowl in order to make this happen. There's been in meetings. There's so many different entities that have to come together to make this work. So for all of you and many others, we're very thankful for your efforts. Done a great job. This is a great experience for our student athletes at both of our schools. Real quickly, Ohio University is a university that's 213 years old. It was founded in 1804. So I bring greetings from our president, Dwayne Nellis, and we're just excited to be here. This is a tremendous opportunity for students. I know that when our student athletes were notified they were coming to the Bahamas, they were just jumping up and down and excited, and I mean, who wouldn't be? Actually, I was jumping up and down and being excited too. So the hospitality has been second to none. Everything about this bowl that we had heard from the 3 other teams from our conference, from the Mid-American Conference that have played in this bowl previously, they just couldn't say enough. Couldn't say enough about all the people have put on the bowl. The hospitality of people here was just absolutely fantastic. So it's like you're given a Christmas wish, you know, to all of these student athletes and people and fans that come here. So we are very grateful. We are very excited to soon gurn back to the Bahamas. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Ohio comes into the Bahamas Bowl with 4 victories in their last 6 games as they finish second in the MAC East Division. The Bobcats averaged 38.9 points per game, and they set a school record with 467 points scored. And they have scored 40 or more points in 6 games this season. To tell us about the Ohio season is head coach Frank Solich, who is in his 13th season at Ohio and 19th overall as college head coach, and is also the 3rd longest tenured head coach overall in FBS. Coach Solich.
Thank you, Chris. I'll also extend a good morning to everyone. Very excited, delighted to be here. I've only been here now for just around 24 hours, and the hospitality has been amazing. You know, certainly Richard, Lee, congratulations to you guys for putting on such a great bowl. And really to all those people that are involved in putting this bowl game on, certainly thank you. You've got an excited group of Bobcats ready to come down here on the 18th. We're certainly looking forward to it. You know, Coach Clark has done an amazing job in a short time at UAB, and has really taken a program and has resurrected it in a very, very short period of time. And as I look at them and what they've accomplished, it's been nothing short of amazing. So congratulations to you, your staff, and your players for all that you've been able to get done. It should be a great football game. There is no question that they're an excellent football team. You look at them offensively. I've had a few moments to view those guys. We've been recruiting, though, leading up to coming to the event here. But as I looked at these guys, they've got a quarterback that can throw. He can run, so he can beat you in a lot of different ways. They have a running back that Brown just got under 1,300 yards in terms of rushing the ball, over 5 yards per carry. That may not mean a lot to you guys. I'm not so sure, but it means an awful lot to me. I know what we're up against. A great receiver in Wilson, and you know, you don't get places offensively without an outstanding offensive line. So they've got a complete offensive football team. The problem with their defense is they run too fast, and so we're going to certainly have challenges in that regard in terms of getting done what we want to get done. The other phase of the game, special teams, they have excellent special teams play. So congratulations on putting together such a well-rounded football team and getting it all covered, those 3 units, the way you have, Coach. I also like our team. I think we've got a very good football team. You know, they have been probably as much fun for me as any team that I've been around, and I've been around, it's my 50th year coaching, I think, so 50 teams probably, you know. And so they have made the game fun for me, and they have made it easy for me. And so that is certainly appreciated. They're a loose group in terms of enjoying the sport, and taking in the moment. And so they will certainly have a great time down here. They will take in this moment, and we'll look forward to the game. And once again, thank you for the invitation.
At this point, we get Lee Miller and Jeffrey Beckles to come up front for a moment. It takes a great team to put this event together, and over the last 4 years, there are literally dozens, if not hundreds of people who have made this game go. But it all starts with a beginning, and that beginning was in late 2013 when Lee Miller and others got together and decided we were going to bring a football game to the Bahamas, and it's become a tremendous event. And Lee, as most of you know, works very closely with the Battle for Atlantis, has helped a lot with sports tourism here in this country. So, and we have a lot of people that we need to thank and appreciate. But Lee is one of the best here, and we want to bring her up to talk about the people that have helped us help this game become where it is here in year 4. Lee?
So good afternoon. This never gets old. It actually only gets better and better. And that's because of you. And it's such an honor to be here representing this country with Richard in this game. And we, first off, want to congratulate both teams. What an amazing accomplishment for your student athletes and your wives and your families and just everyone involved in the program. We actually had UAB and Battle for Atlantis back in 2014, and they went on to beat Iowa State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. So we feel like there's a little bit of good luck for UAB. But Ohio, to have Coach Solich, who has won national championships, he's played on the highest stage that you can play on in college football, and he's here in the Bahamas to win a bowl game. So that within itself is an unbelievable accomplishment. So we are so honored to have all of y'all here. First off, I want to thank the Ministry of Tourism. Without Dionisio de Aguilar and his team, this would not be possible. So thank you so much for Virginia Kelly, your entire team, everything that you do, the behind-the-scenes work that goes unnoticed but not to us. Second, we really want to thank Minister Pintard and the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture to continue your partnership and your just absolute cohesive unit that you bring to this game. We want to thank the Atlantis. It's so fun to watch these student athletes get on property and hang out their windows and truly embrace what this opportunity is. So we really want to thank the hospitality, Bill Coderone, his entire team, just everything that you do to enhance this experience for these student athletes. It's definitely a bowl game that I would want to be on the other side of if I had to compete in a game. So we want to really thank the Atlantis. We want to thank Carla Wells with Coca-Cola for their continued partnership for the 4th year in a row with this game. I thank you so much, Carla. Thank you, Kalik. Like I said in the last press conference, there's nothing more Bahamian than a cold Kalik on a college football day with ESPN. So we really want to thank Kalik as well. We want to thank all of our tour companies, Majestic Leisure and Bahamas Experience Logistics, moving 150 passengers at one time. It's not an easy feat. So we really, really want to thank all of our logistical partners. We want to thank ESPN. To have a bowl game, the only bowl game outside the United States here in the Bahamas, is an unbelievable thing. And for ESPN to come in and buy this game and represent it and own it as one of the parts of the body of work that they have, they truly are the worldwide leader in sports, and they're continuing to show why. So we really want to thank Pete Durgis and his entire team. Want to thank Tribune Media. Ronaldo, thank you for constantly covering us and for being a partner of ours within the Tribune Media, so thank you so much. And lastly, Jeffrey Beckles, thank you so much for what you guys have done. The field looks amazing. We now have an amazing practice field, so how you've come over the years and worked closely with us and your partner, Patrice. Thank you guys so much. And just to close, it's really an honor to be here, and the way that Richard and I love this country, so we want to thank everybody.
Lee, thank you. A game like this doesn't happen without a tremendous facility and the people behind the scenes that make this go. And the National Stadium Authority, the National Sports Authority, and Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium is a tremendous venue for this game. And as Lee mentioned, it takes a lot of work for this to happen. But there's also other things that are going on. We've got a game day. We've got some parties that are going to go on here. We want this to be a Bahamian party, have folks come out. We want as many people that can make it out before the Christmas holidays. It's the start of a great holiday weekend. And the point person for that is Jeffrey Beckles, who's the general manager of the NSA.
Thank you very much, Chris. Now, I've been around sports most of my life. I've been a student athlete. I've never been around a sports group so quiet. I don't know what's happening with you this morning, but this is a sports group. So you don't clap, you don't stomp your feet, but you know what? On the count of three, whichever one suits you best, we're going to do that to let people who are listening and watching this know there are real people in the room, all right? 1, 2, 3. All right, come on. All right, thank you very much. Hey, now, thank you. Now that sounds like some rabid fans of football and sport, eh? All right, because I was beginning to wonder for a moment, is this a press conference or a press conference? And for all the excitement that people are talking about, everybody's like, should I clap? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I won't. But nonetheless, Minister Johnson, good to have you with us today. And I believe your presence here is indicative of the continued support that we're getting from the government of the Bahamas and the people of the Bahamas. And so let me say on behalf of the National Sports Authority, firstly, congratulations to the administration of the universities involved and to the coaches. We know that you've worked hard, and obviously with the support of the student athletes and their parents, because when we tend to look at athletes, we just look at them as student athletes in the context of the university grounds. But it took hundreds of years, collective years, to get those athletes to where they are. And so we want to tip our hats to their parents, to their grandparents, and the persons responsible for raising these student athletes, because without their input, you wouldn't have the success you had today. And so we want to say congratulations to all of you. What this means in year 4 for us here in the Bahamas is, while football is becoming an integral part of how we celebrate Christmas in the Bahamas, this year we are going to have one of the largest tailgate parties ever held here in this country. And we're inviting, whether you live here part-time or a resident or just coming down from either Ohio or Alabama, we want you to come prepared to come have a great time and show us how tailgate is really done. Many times I travel, I don't even get to go to the game, to the football game, simply because the dynamic of the tailgate party is so sweet, you just don't want to leave. And so we want to do just that. And so beginning on the Friday, December 22nd at 9 a.m., we're going to invite the community to come to our eastern parking lot, pick your spot, well, pay for your spot, really. Then you pick your spot, and come and invite your family, invite your friends, and come, let's have a great time. We believe that as this event continues to grow, we want to find ways to connect the Bahamian community to this event. And there's no apology for it. Bahamians love a party. And so we're inviting you to come out, invite as many of your friends to come and join us at that tailgate party. You can start as early as 9 o'clock and continue throughout the afternoon. And then we want to encourage each of you to get involved by buying a ticket. You don't have to be a football fan to love sports. And when you take that component of it, and add to the fact that this country has done a remarkable job in recent years as defining itself as a premier host destination for sports and entertainment. And so every one of us who call this place home, every one of us who say we love this country, ought to be a fan of every effort put forward to promote this country. And so whether you live here on a part-time or not basis or not, or don't even watch football, you need to be here because there's something of interest here for you to see. And then you get to understand why we're going out into the market, doing the things we're doing with hosting these events. And so we want you to come out, and there's some fantastic entertainment. We have DJ Rush. Yes, we have the Saxons returning this year. We have the Volley Boys returning this year. Even yesterday, we got a commitment from one family that they would come by and see what's happening. And then, of course, we have Bahamian Trey, who's going to be providing some entertainment for us. And during halftime, the famous Royal Bahamas Police Force. So listen, all we got is Bahamian things. So there's no reason why we ought not to be here having a, who are we? All right, I ain't going there, but anyhow. But we want to invite you to come. It's going to be a great time. And then lastly, to the coaches and administration and student athletes who are going to come and experience the Bahamas for the first time, as I said yesterday to them at dinner, we want to create partnerships for a lifetime. When these student athletes finish school and they get married and they have their children, the only place we want them to think about is coming back to the Bahamas. And I believe that if we all get together and do that which we know how to do, treat people well, have a great time, and show them a great time, there is no doubt in 10, 15, 20 years, they'll be coming back because of fond memories that were created just because of the Bahamas Bowl. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. We look forward to seeing you at the stadium on December 22nd, 12:30. Tickets are online at www.nsa-bahamas.com. We look forward to you coming and making this year a grand success. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeffrey. On behalf of ESPN Events, we look forward to a great bowl week, welcoming visitors from UAB and Ohio to the Bahamas to show them why bowl games are better in the Bahamas. And we wish both teams well in their preparation and on game day. Thank you very much.